So welcome SME Street viewers. So we have Mr. Kunal Singhal with us, who is the director of Eazy ERP, an organization which has taken a mandate to bring SMEs onto a structured financial platform. Obviously ERP, with the name we can understand that, but why we are discussing contemporary issues like GST with Kunal is because of the fact that the country is on major transition mode right now, and it is very important and critical to understand how things will take shape and what are the ground realities of today's time. Kunal, welcome.
Thank you, Faiz.
Thank you very much for giving time. As I touched upon, how do you look at this time, which is considered to be the biggest transition time in the Indian economy?
So I would say yes, since GST is one of the biggest reforms since independence, it is going to be very, very difficult. No one has ever gone through such a change earlier in the history of the Indian taxation. And but in the other words, yes, it will be a foundation stone for the progress of the economy. I've interacted with numerous SMEs in the last 1 year and over my career of the last 12 years. Even now, the preparedness for GST is somewhat not up to the mark. Everyone was still anticipating, probably because of the demonetization hit or the recent elections, everyone is still anticipating maybe GST gets postponed. But now that the message is clear and the government is very, very strict on what they want to implement, I'm hoping that the things should get in line.
So you are dealing with SMEs, that's your target domain.
Yes.
So what level of, how do you look at their preparedness towards big change like GST?
So everyone in some or the other way is doing their homework on GST. I deal a lot with small and medium enterprises. There I would say this preparedness is still about 60-65%. They're still not 100% ready, but given we have 3 more months to go, we should fall in line. My concern is towards the micro segment, because if SMEs who can afford dedicated accountants or who could have teams to consult them, if their preparedness is a little low, the micro sector has miles to go. And as we are empaneled with the Ministry of MSME for providing ERP solutions on a subsidized form in cloud, we have been interacting with the micros industry also for quite some time. And yes, the GST preparedness there is significantly low, so the message and the education from the government has to go far farther.
Is there any kind of reluctance for the acceptance of something like a structured financial model? Did you experience that among SMEs, among the entrepreneurs?
I would say it's about the fear of unknown. Till the time you don't know what the government is bringing in, you are scared, okay, probably government is bringing in a new check. But once everyone, whoever in whatever seminar we have met, once they've understood what GST is coming and how it is coming, almost everyone has accepted it and everyone has loved the idea. Because crux of the whole theme is, if you are working in a straightforward compliant line, your compliances are going to be 10 times easier. It is only for that community of industry which does not want to fall in line that they're facing that GST is not good for them or GST will create troubles for them. But you, as an educated person, no one can debate that GST will bring ease of business, will bring a common ground of competition with the MNCs, and will make business a lot easier.
So I would just like to mention to my audience that the present day scenario, most of us are entrepreneurs. The present day scenario with regards to taxation requires a lot of documentation at various levels. And what GST is trying to bring is to simplify these processes, is to make more predictable and make more things more transparent. I hope I am right. And
you're extremely right. I can put it up in this way. Although GST also claims to have some 4-5 returns, but trust me, they're not returns. It is as simple as uploading your sales and purchase register. That's it. if all your transactions are on track, you just have to upload your sales and purchase register and your GST compliance is done.
Wonderful. And just give a brief about for the new entrants, those people, suppose, there are SMEs, there are micro businesses who are not at all anywhere in the technology implementation of their books. How they should be, looking at this, new entry into the system? What, according to you, what should be their, approach in this?
See, for a small startup, government has given exemptions. 20 lakh is the registration limit, so if your turnover is less than 20 lakhs, you don't even have to come under GST. They've given a composition scheme to companies under 50 lakhs of turnover, so you can just get yourself registered under the composition scheme and you don't have to file any of these returns or worry about the taxes. So government has taken care of that. The startups who are micros, who just started or who are at a very infant stage of their business should not even bother about these minute compliances. Once someone has crossed 50 lakhs, I very well believe that he should be in a position to be compliant.
Kunal, one more thing. You have been, automating most of the businesses, the financial modules of most of the businesses. You are implementing ERPs. Now, from your perspective, what kind of relief GST will bring in your business, because your customers would be, using your system.
Yes.
So first of all, let us know, is your, solution already compliant with GST? Often, I found ERP players struggle with, the rate, the ongoing changes in the taxation structure, the cess and all that. So how do you look at your own business model after GST?
So yes, there will be a significant change, because for a lot of ERP vendors, including ourselves, coping up with the number of taxes and the number of changes in those taxes on a very regular basis was very difficult. That's why I would say majority of them could never give a ERP which is 100% tax compliant with the Indian economy. Even though they're the best of the best international players, but Indian taxation was always a worry for them. Coming forth after GST, I'll sure it will give a field level playing for the international, domestic, and well as the small players who have been providing small utilities on taxation, because those utilities will kind of become redundant now. If I talk about ourselves also, Eazy ERP is also completely prepared for GST. We're just waiting for the final laws to come in so that we can release our GST compliant version. Once that comes in, our compliance for GST will be totally inside our ERP with zero requirement of any other solution.
Before July 1st, which is the date given by Mr. Jaitley, you would be ready?
100%. We're expecting most probably the final drafts to be approved on 31st March and then the GSTN to bring in their amendments within April. May is the time we should be delivering our solution to the market, which is completely GST compliant.
So there is also a mechanism in which bigger players like Tally have been asked to provide inputs so that the system can be made more, better and more adjustable. So did you look at that? Have you participated in those activities?
I'm afraid not, because yes, larger players like Tally have been brought into that loop. Tally in turn takes our voice from the market, but yes, since Tally has the largest customer base in the country, they are already the voice of the MSMEs, and that's why Tally is a forefront runner with the government in the implementation of the GST, and Tally itself is a GSP in this race. So yes, they have played a significant role.